What's up guys, it's Pavel Barber here, and you've seen me skating on these for a while. You guys are asking me what these crazy little wheels are that I'm skating on. These are agility blades, special little wheels that are made out of the same steel as your regular skates. Okay, they do roll and they are meant for only synthetic ice. So I'm gonna give you a review, what I think about them, how they feel, and how they compare to normal skates on synthetic ice. So taking a closer look at these wheels, there's 8 of them. You see the sharpening is the exact same as you can get. You can get 5/8, ½ inch, whatever cut you want to get on them. Taking the wheels in and out is really easy, really just clicking and turning. And sharpening them is a big question. It's a big question I have. So let's go find out how we sharpen these.
So with the sharpening, you have to pop each individual wheel out and put it in a special holder to have it sharpened. To pop it up, you press on the axis to push it out. Each steel wheel has 2 spacers and an axis to hold it in place. Putting the wheel back into place is very simple, and you should hear a clicking sound once it locks in. Since it has to be done one by one, it takes anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes to finish sharpening a pair of skates. Now this is definitely one of the negatives of the product, as it's not easy to sharpen them and it's not convenient either. However, once they do find a way to speed up the process, this is really going to help them out. As for the edges, I was pretty surprised at how well they held up. When you're on wheels, you really don't expect it to have the same edges as you would on your normal skates, but I could feel the inside and the outside edge very well through my tight turns, crossovers, and stops, which allowed me to keep the same mechanics that I normally use with skating on ice. Now this is a huge deal because one of the biggest flaws I thought this training aid would have was that it was going to force you to change certain ways that you skate or use your edges. Now it does take a little bit of getting used to, especially if you're not comfortable on synthetic ice. Remember that you are skating on very hard plastic. This is not ice, so there will be a little bit of a feeler period. I like to compare it to the first time you wear rollerblades if you're an ice hockey player. There's a little bit of a feeler period once you're on them, but once you get a hang of it, you don't need to change your mechanics at all when you're doing your basic strides and your turns and all that. There's just that little bit of a feeler period. Once you get that down, you're off to the races and it feels comfortable after the first or second skate. The thing I love most about the product is that it allows you to fine-tune a lot of your game without having to pay a lot of money for ice time. Now we will talk a little bit more later about the availability of synthetic ice as well as the cost, but having a warm place to work on small aspects of your game is a huge deal because those hours do add up quickly. So I always try to stress to people how having a place to train convenient and available to you is a big deal. So I always talk about the golf ball on a carpet floor, rollerblades on smooth pavement using your green biscuit. And if you do have the luxury of having synthetic ice, then using agility blades is something I would definitely recommend. Getting those few extra touches in, those few extra reps, little video sessions, videotaping yourself doing them, seeing where you're going right and wrong. That makes all the difference. That's going to give you the confidence when you do get out there on the ice. However, having synthetic ice is not a luxury a lot of us are afforded. Having the money and the space is always an issue. I'd love it if there were more rinks like the Agility Blades facility in North Vancouver that offered rinks like this because it is way cheaper than booking ice, and we're always looking to save money when it comes to hockey. It's a pretty expensive sport. So I've shown this product to a lot of people who are on synthetic a lot of the time, and the first time they see it, they're amazed because it looks effortless and because it just looks kind of strange. Wheels and blades, they don't really go together normally. So skating on normal skates on synthetic ice can feel like you're skating in quicksand due to the amount of friction. So when you see these things rolling and you see a guy on agility blades compared to real skates, you notice it right away. I mean, the guy on the agility blades isn't working as hard. He's getting more glide, and it does look a lot more ice-like. So the reason for the wheels is obvious. So with regular skates, it feels like you're sticking to the ice, and with the wheels, it creates more glide by taking away from the friction, allowing you to roll. The wheels also don't hinder performance of the edges. Stops and starts are the same. Your outside edge, inside edge on tight turns are the same. Anchoring, it's all the same. It has the same profile as regular skates, which means that it won't feel like you're standing on some type of different shaped blade. when you step on the synthetic ice with these, you won't have to change your balance point or anything like that. Now let's ask ourselves, is this product right for us? And really there's just one big question you have to answer. Do you have regular access to synthetic ice? If the answer is yes, then I would strongly encourage you get a pair. However, before you do that, you got to consider two things. Number one, what are your options for sharpening your skates? Skating on synthetic ice will dull your skates faster than skating on ice will. So if sharpening them is convenient, then I encourage you to do so. If not, you may want to reevaluate. Secondly, you got to look at how big your synthetic ice space is. If it's a pretty small space where you can't build up much speed, then staying on regular skates may be your best option, especially since sharpening your skates is easier that way. However, if you do have a big space and you can pick up speed, I wouldn't recommend regular skates. Agility blades are way better for those big areas to build up speed.
Quicksand. Oh man. It's way harder. Alright, so we got my regular skates on. First thing I noticed, it's a lot more work. Like a lot more work. It's a lot less glide. Obviously we don't have the wheels. That's why the agility blades were invented, to give you a little bit more glide to make it feel more ice-like. This feels a lot like I'm skating through quicksand. It's a good workout, but not really as ice-like as the agility blades. All right, so now traveling full speed, I'm going to start my stop right beside this cone, and we're going to see where I end up, just to see how quickly these things can stop me at high speeds, okay? All right, so we can see started my stop there again. Just takes a little bit longer to stop myself. There's just a little bit more glide as we try and stop.
So agility blades are really designed to mimic what normal skate blade looks like and how it behaves. The only real difference here is that we're taking round blades and we're using them to approximate the outline of a one complete blade on a regular skate. So if you were to actually draw a line on the outside of the wheels on agility blade chassis, you're going to get the outline of the rocker blade that you would have on your normal hockey skate. Rolling is what takes away the friction. That's why they invented the wheel in the first place. But because every wheel is sharpened and it has a hollow and edges, and you can set whatever sharpening profile on it that you want, every time you stop, turn, pivot, and you engage your edges, they behave exactly the way one complete blade does on a regular skate.
All right, thanks for watching my review of the agility blades. I hope that taught you guys a lot. Hope you guys get a chance to try them out. My overall personal thoughts on these, I love them. I can tell I love something when I just love putting them on and getting out here and skating on them. Every time I put them on, I'm excited to get out there. Is it exact? No. Is it better than regular skates on synthetic ice? Absolutely. You got to try these things out. See you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.